This is iHeart Communities. I'm your host, Jade Harrell, keeping you connected to our community. Well, though it's summertime and many folks are taking a break, many other students are trying to get ready for college. Well, here to help is Washington University and their college prep program, and I am joined today by Leah Merrifield, who is the Associate Vice Chancellor for Washington University in St. Louis. Thanks for joining us.
Happy to talk with you, Jay.
Well, tell me more about what you're doing to prepare young people for college.
Well, we're very excited here at Washington University. In fact, I'm talking to you in the last week of what we call Summer Academy. So College Prep Program is a relatively new initiative for Washington U. It began initially in the summer of 2014, and it's a multi-year college readiness and success program for local St. Louis area talented high school students who might be the first in their families to go to college, or maybe simply their families don't make a lot of money.
Understood. And those things can all be a part of what may detract or derail them from this opportunity.
Absolutely.
So tell me how the program came to be. Who initiated this, and how were you able to respond?
Well, it really came to be, if you know anything about Washington University, it's not the kind of place that sort of turns on a dime.
Right. So, that's part of the question, yes.
So it's a conversation that we've been having internally for many years. You know, what are things that we can do that would impact the K-12 community in the St. Louis area in meaningful ways that were authentic, and ways that really set at sort of the sweet spot of what we knew how to do. And really, I guess it was summer of 2013, the final approval actually came from Chancellor Wrighton himself. We got to a point where we said, you know, what is it that we know how to do? We know as an institution how to identify and support talented young people from all over the world. We know what it takes to be successful at a top-tier institution because we find them and graduate them. And so we can do that for St. Louis area kids. And we got the green light in July of 2013. And when the CEO says, I think we can get it up and running in a year, you simply say, yes, absolutely. And so we enrolled our first cohort of scholars in June of 2014.
Fantastic. And so what was the result?
I think the result has been life-changing. Okay. That's certainly how our team feels, our staff members, our undergrads, our graduate students, but it's also what we hear in conversations and in surveys with our scholars and their families. You know, what we have tried to do is form a partnership with our families. We talk about what it takes to be successful through the process of getting to college, but in many ways, more importantly, what it's going to take to be successful to graduate from college, because that's really the golden ticket right there. Mm-hmm. And so we have a process that starts with nominations. We wanted to be as inclusive as possible, so we said anyone who knows a talented young person in the St. Louis region can nominate.
Okay.
So if you had a next-door neighbor, if you had a young man or young woman who went to your church or synagogue and you thought, here's somebody who's really bright but could use a little bit of help navigating the process, you could nominate them. Once students are nominated, they're invited to apply. And then this year, we began a process of in-person interviews, which was really very helpful to us. And we have been able to successfully enroll just really talented young people from all over the region, and they're getting to know each other. Many of them who would not have known each other were it not for College Prep Program.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do they do? How many did you have, and what do you do to get them prepared?
So the first cohort, we had only 25. Mm-hmm. This last cohort 4, which came for their first summer this year, we had 50.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's been wonderful, you know. After the first summer, things went very well. And we had the program in June. Mm-hmm. It is actually a year-round program, so the students and their families participate in activities year-round.
Yes.
But as we were looking at evaluations and thinking about what more we could do, especially in light, if you remember 2014, Michael Brown.
I do.
There was lots of conversations, what are we doing? What are we doing that's meaningful? And what are we doing that could really make a difference? And so when the question came to me, I said, well, if we had some more resources, we could admit some more students to the college prep program.
There we go.
And so we went on a path after that first summer to get us to 50 students in an entering cohort, the goal being to have 150 at a steady state in our high school program. And then we have a set of activities and programming options that will work with our scholars even once they go to college.
Talk about why year-round makes the difference.
Well, I think year-round makes a difference because to be successful really in any endeavor, it's not really a one and done. If you think about a family where young people's parents, grandparents, great-grandparents already attended college, nobody says one time, yes, you're going to college, and never talks about it again.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of exposing our scholars and their families to an environment that is supportive of higher education, equipping them with the knowledge on how to navigate it, because it's complex having sent a kid to college, and my husband and I went to college.
Yeah.
We work in colleges and universities, and we're sort of like, what does this form mean? So having a set of experiences that you participate in the summer, they take classes. By that second and third summer, they have an option of taking seminar classes for which they can actually earn Washington University credit. They get exposed to top leaders, to successful students here. Then during the school year, coming back to campus. Now that you've been here in the summer, now you can come in the school year, you can navigate. We have academic programming, we have enrichment activities, we even have some fun stuff. We do a tailgate in the fall at the football game with the chancellor.
Oh, sweet.
And I say to the scholars, by the time you leave college prep program and go off wherever you go, when you're in your classroom, if you've got a situation where you've got to talk to the faculty member or maybe you need to talk to the dean, you'll know how to do it because you've spent 3 years of high school talking to the chancellor, the provost, faculty members, leaders at Washington University. You're going to be armed and ready.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, then let's go back to the reference about 2014 and Michael Brown. How might this have made an impact in his life or other young men or women?
Well, going back to what we...
So we don't see that again. Where do you see the connection?
I think the connection's in having access to opportunity. When individuals, groups of individuals, maybe the school they attend doesn't offer everything that they might need or want to help them be successful. Maybe in the family they're a part of, kind, loving, wonderful family, but no one before you has navigated the process of going to college.
That's right.
We don't know what we don't know. And so having young people, we're doing it on a very small basis through college prep program. In my perfect world, programs like college prep and others around the country wouldn't even be necessary because people would get what they needed in their schools, in their communities.
That's right.
We'd all get it there.
They'd be prepped, right? They'd be prepped ahead of time.
They'd be prepped ahead of time.
I got it.
But until that perfect day arrives, programs like college prep and others here in St. Louis and around the country kind of stand in that gap and help families understand, how do you fill out the FAFSA? What do these questions mean? What are the documents you need to be prepared on the front end? So that when you sit down to fill out the forms, you'll have what you need. One of the real joys for me with this program is this is a program designed to help our scholars and families be prepared to have great choices. And our first cohort of scholars just graduated from high school this May. All 25 graduated. All 25 have been accepted to a college or multiple colleges and universities around the country, and collectively they earned several $1 million in scholarship money.
Oh, kudos to you all for that.
It's been wonderful. And
that's the impact we're looking to hear about.
That's the impact we're looking to hear about. And our staff and our volunteers here at Washington University, they're committed to helping our scholars. Of those 25, while 6 of them are coming to Washington U, most are not. And our volunteers work with them. They got their financial aid awards, and they weren't sure what they meant and how to deal with them. I had folks in my financial aid office working with families looking at financial aid award letters from multiple schools, none of which were Washington University.
All right. Well, that speaks to your commitment in that it's not necessarily it's all about the children.
It's all about the children.
It's all about
the children and their families.
Yep.
We've seen the statistics. We've seen the information about the difference the completion of a college degree makes in your earning potential, that earning potential over time. That's a game changer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It is.
Yeah.
Indeed it is.
It's absolutely a game changer.
I have to say, it's just that those occurrences make the trajectory for you. And access to that should not be the thing that keeps you from it.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Everything, we're going to run into enough obstacles, including ourselves, that can derail, that can get in the way there. Yeah.
Certainly a part of it is the academic piece. And we work with our scholars. We do STEM programming. We do writing. We do those things. But we do a lot around that social emotional piece.
Really? Okay.
Being in this environment, if you're going to go someplace that you've never been before, and most of the people are going to maybe have had experiences that you haven't had, you might be feeling some kind of way about that.
Right.
And so let's talk about that. Let's prep you for that. A lot of the undergrads who work with us in the summer, who live with this is a residential program in the summer, so the scholars are with us all day and all evening.
And get to live on campus.
And so I have
there's no better way to prep them for that.
Exactly. And we have wonderful undergrads, many of them who are first generation themselves, who can speak very honestly and authentically.
There we go, yeah.
I got here from Los Angeles, Chicago. I didn't know what to expect. I felt lonely. Here's what I did.
Right.
And so these are folks very close in age. It's not like me, the old
I
head.
told them, right.
Tell them, back when, dinosaurs roamed the earth, and that's how I managed college. Yeah. They've got, if they're 16, they've got 19-year-olds saying, 3 years ago, I was you.
That's it. And they relate to them in that way. And they can also project and see themselves a little bit further than where they are, entering college and before college. It's hard to see you very well beyond your circumstance.
Absolutely.
And so that's a great way to communicate. Well, who's eligible, Leah?
To be eligible to be nominated, you just simply have to be a young person who is in your freshman year of high school. You have to attend a St. Louis area high school. That means public, private, homeschool, charter school, either side of the river.
Okay.
We have some young people who come to us from as far away as Louisiana, Missouri. We have kids who come from Cahokia. We have kids from St. Charles County, from Jefferson County. Just be a local area student. Someone who knows you nominates you.
Okay.
We review those nominations. We invite people to apply. And that's where it begins to really start to look like the college application process.
Yeah,
you have to have recommendations. You have to write a couple of essays. We review those. Like I said, now because everyone's local, we've added the option of coming in, doing a personal interview, an individual and a group interview, so we get to see, individuals working on things in a group setting, how they're interacting with other young people. And the process really kicks off in the fall. Nominations generally open in late September, early October. The nominations come in, applications go out probably before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And by the first of the year, we are deep in reviewing applications, having people come in for interviews, and we get our offers of admission out in late winter, early spring.
Sure. And that's a long-term commitment. What is the commitment? So you do have year-round programming. What does that look like for the student? And then are they residents during the summer for each of their consecutive years from freshman year?
Absolutely.
Oh.
So that's one of the ways that our program differs from college readiness programs, maybe at some other colleges and universities in the country. We decided to go residential. What better way to help people begin to feel comfortable and confident on a college campus than actually living there?
Right. And they get to do that each summer.
Yeah, so the first summer you come for 2 weeks, and it's really focused on personal development. Who am I? What do I think about this? What is college? We do writing in STEM every summer. Then the next 2 summers when you come back, you're with us for 3 weeks, and that's when we add the seminar class for which you can earn Washington University credit. And that's a wonderful piece for us because no matter where you end up going to college, you've got legitimate transfer credit you can take with you.
That's right.
We've been very fortunate. We've had wonderful faculty members, including the provost, who teaches a class for us on teamwork and music and science.
Oh, perfect.
And the students love it. It gets them thinking in ways when they get to the class, they think, what does music and science have to do with each other? And then what does that have to do with teamwork?
Exactly. Well, all of that is paradigm shifting, which then, of course, opens up their perspective. And from there opens up to all the opportunity in the world for them. Tell us, and I really hope that you make sure I don't miss this nomination window when the fall comes around, because we need to revisit that. But we want to get folks thinking and looking into what students they might nominate or who else they should tell about this. But send out the invitation, if you would, Leah.
I will do that.
Before we get off, where and how and what should be the next steps for folks to get connected?
Well, the easy way to get information is from our website, which is collegeprep.wustl.edu. So when the nominations go live, you can go right there. You can nominate directly online, or you can download a form and do it sort of the old-fashioned way.
Right.
But all the materials are there. This year we went to all electronic, so once students are invited to apply, their application link is sent to them and they apply online. The folks who do the recommendations can do those online. We try to make it as simple as possible. And at the same time, if somebody's uncomfortable with that process and needs to use another one, we'll work with them to do it.
Well, there you go. Making every possible opportunity for them to get involved. This is very exciting. Give me that website again, please.
It's collegeprep.wustl.edu.
Love it. Leah Merrifield, man, what a delightful conversation and exciting conversation about what you all are doing there. The Associate Vice Chancellor, Leah Merrifield, with Washington University in St. Louis, and the College Prep Program. Thank you again for being with me today.
Thank you, Jade. I really appreciate the chance.
It's my pleasure. All right, that's it for this week. If you have questions or comments or have something you'd like to include in the community calendar, you can leave a message on our message box at 314-333-8369, 314-333-8369. And for more information about our show or any of our guests, you can visit us online and listen to the podcast at Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker.com. And search Community Connection with Jade Harrell. You all be blessed, do blessed, and take care.